Your AI coding assistant is reading your passwords. Right now, even when you've explicitly told it not to. Anthropic's Claude Code, one of the most popular AI coding tools on the planet, is ignoring developer security rules and accessing secret files containing API keys and credentials. Files that developers have specifically marked as off-limits. And here's what makes this worse. At the same time, a viral AI assistant called Moltbot has over 68,000 GitHub stars, with users willingly handing it full access to their computers, their messages, and their accounts. Because they want a personal Jarvis so badly they'll accept dangerous permissions to get one. Today, I've got two stories that show the exact same problem from opposite directions. AI agents that don't follow your safety rules, and users who don't care. Let's break down what's happening. Let's start with Claude Code. This is Anthropic's flagship AI coding assistant, a terminal-based tool that can write code, execute commands, and work autonomously on your projects. It costs up to $200 a month and has become essential for developers who want AI to handle complex coding tasks. The problem? Claude Code is supposed to respect ignore files. When developers create a Claude ignore file or configure deny rules in their settings, they're telling the AI do not access these files. Period. This is standard security practice. You put your API keys, passwords, and credentials in .env files. Then you tell your tools to stay away from them. But the Register verified this week that Claude Code doesn't actually follow these rules. Their testing showed that Claude Code version February 1, 12 would happily read the contents of .env files even when those files were explicitly listed in the Claude ignore. The behavior is also inconsistent. Sometimes Claude correctly reports permission denied, and other times it reads the file anyway. This isn't theoretical. There's now an assigned CVE, CVE 2026-21852, documenting a vulnerability where malicious repositories can exfiltrate sensitive data, including Anthropic's own API keys, before users even confirm they trust the repository. Security researchers at PromptArmor noted that this vulnerability was acknowledged but not remediated by Anthropic. And it's now showing up in Cowork, Anthropic's brand new desktop agent for non-coders that just launched last week. This matters because millions of developers are adopting AI coding agents right now. Claude Code isn't some beta experiment. It's a production tool that companies are using to ship real code. And the entire security model of modern development relies on one assumption that tools respect ignore rules. Git respects .git ignore. Docker respects Docker ignore. These aren't suggestions, they're critical security boundaries. When an AI agent ignores these boundaries, every secret in your project becomes potential attack surface. The CVE describes scenarios where simply opening Claude Code in an untrusted repository could leak your API keys to an attacker-controlled server. This is indirect prompt injection in action. A malicious repo could contain instructions that trick Claude into exfiltrating your credentials. And remember, this is the same company whose CEO just warned that AI could ravage human civilizations if not developed carefully. The irony isn't lost on anyone that their own tool can't reliably follow explicit safety constraints. So what should developers do right now? The current workarounds include moving env files completely outside your project directories, using Vault solutions instead of local secret files, and running Claude Code inside containers or isolated environments. Some developers are having success with specific deny patterns in settings.json, but results are inconsistent. Watch for an official patch from Anthropic. This CVE needs addressing. And if you're using Claude Code in production, audit what files it's actually accessing, not just what you've told it to ignore. So that's an AI agent ignoring security rules that developers explicitly set. But here's what's fascinating. While some people are fighting to keep AI out of their secrets, millions of others are willingly handing AI the keys to their entire digital lives. And they're doing it for convenience. This brings us to Moltbot, the viral AI assistant that's raising alarm bells across the security community. Moltbot, originally called ClaudeBot before Anthropic requested a name change due to trademark concerns, is an open-source AI assistant created by Peter Steinberger, the Austrian developer who previously founded PSPDFket, and it's exploding in popularity. The project hit 68,000 GitHub stars within days of launching, making it one of the fastest-growing open-source projects in GitHub history. What makes Moltbot different? It's essentially Claude with hands. You control it through WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, or iMessage, and it doesn't just chat, it does things. It can respond to your emails, manage your calendar, screen your phone calls, book restaurant reservations, and browse the web on your behalf. It runs locally on your computer, which sounds privacy-friendly, but here's the catch: to do all of this, Moltbot needs full access to your system. Shell access, browser access, file access, 50+ integrations. The creator himself describes running it on your primary machine as spicy. Security researchers found hundreds of exposed Moltbot instances through Shodan scans, with 8 having zero authentication, meaning anyone could run commands on those systems. Token Security found that Moltbot writes user credentials to plain text files, and its skill library can be poisoned in supply chain attacks. One researcher uploaded a fake skill, artificially inflated the download count, and watched developers from 7 countries install it. This is the privacy versus convenience trade-off playing out in real time, and convenience is winning by a landslide. Token Security reports that 22% of their enterprise customers have employees actively using Moltbot, likely without IT approval. People want a personal Jarvis so badly that they're granting AI assistants the same complete access to their data that they have themselves. No sandboxing by default. No guardrails. The project documentation literally states, no perfectly secure setup exists when operating an AI agent with shell access, and users are clicking accepts anyway. Malware researchers at Hudson Rock are already warning that info stealers like Redline and Luma will soon adapt to target Moltbot's local storage, harvesting credentials that users have conveniently centralized for them. This is grassroots AI adoption at scale, not corporate, not controlled, not audited, just 68,000 developers saying I want the future now, and accepting the risks. If you're going to use Moltbot, the security community has one consistent recommendation: sandbox it. Run it in a virtual machine. Configure firewall rules. Use mesh VPNs like Tailscale to limit exposure. Never run it directly on your host OS with full access. And enterprise IT teams, start auditing for shadow AI tools now, because your employees are already using them. Watch for how the Moltbot community evolves its security practices, and whether Steinberger implements better defaults. This project isn't going away, it's growing. So there you have it, 2 stories, same underlying truth. AI agents are becoming powerful enough to be genuinely useful, and genuinely dangerous. Whether it's Claude code ignoring your explicit security rules, or users ignoring all security rules to get their own personal Jarvis, the pattern is clear. The gap between what AI can do and what AI should do is widening fast. We cover stories like this every day, the real implications of AI development as it happens. If you want to stay ahead of what's changing, hit subscribe. I'm covering the biggest AI and tech news so you don't miss what matters. See you in the next one.